Hi, guys. Welcome to a dynamic episode of the Poetry of Justice show. And guys, we've got the ladies of the chat in the house tonight and a premier, very special guest tonight. But I'm going to go on ahead and shift everything over to Tanya Michelle, and she's going to put us all up on game. So what's going on today, Queen?
Well, we just thought we would talk about some new topics on the show, and sex over 50 came up, and so I thought of a longtime friend of mine. We've been friends since the third grade, and we have some astronomy that's alike. We're both Scorpios, so we both kind of pride ourselves and talk about that a lot. But I'll go ahead and introduce her briefly and just tell you about her. So this is Sherelle. And she holds a degree in marriage family therapy and a bachelor in psychology. And she counsels men and women and children probably for close to almost 30 years. She's been a relationship counselor and a coach too, and has always been interested and has ventured into the romance and sex industry. And so she does some sex therapy. And she also started her own business where she sells sex toys. And so her parties that she does is not limited to home parties. She's done radio shows. She's hosted one, and she has appeared on recent radio shows just to talk about it. She also engages in a lot of workshops that are very interesting. She's actually going to have one at my house that all of us will be at, and it's called Blow His Mind, Give That Man a Hand.
Oh, wow.
And so we're going to do that one. But she also has one that says Happiness Comes from Within. It's about understanding female orgasms and what's in your toy box, and a Sexland amusement park that's just for couples. So I'll go ahead and get a warm welcome for Sherelle.
Hi, Sherelle.
So maybe you can tell us about how you got started and how this started to interest you.
Well, as you were introducing me, I'm like, oh, that's me. Like, nice to meet me. So first, I want to thank you guys for having me.
Of course.
I'm always excited to have such a passion for sex in general, because I think it's such a taboo word. For some. It's great. It's negative connotations for some. And so it's a passion for me. That it's life. It's regular. It's regular. Even my kids have to know what it is. So thank you again for having me.
Thank you so much for coming.
So what got me in this line? Well, I will say just in my life in general, I've always not been shy. I'm very much an extroverted person with some introverted qualities. And so one day, so first of all, I had my master's in marriage family therapy. And part of that process, I did like interns at counseling centers where I counseled women. And I remember there were times I counseled women for intimacy issues. And, I'm still a new intern. I'm like, okay, so I'm listening. And psychotherapy is very different. You're really just helping people help themselves.
Yeah.
And so one time in 2003, I hosted a naughty toy party. And it was, and I'm just going to say this, race doesn't matter, but she happened to be a Caucasian lady who did the show for me. And great show. I'm a great lady. But in my mind, I'm like, where can I put a spin for us and be more relatable? And that's what I did. I'm going to try this. And that's how I got started, because I was like, oh, some of the stuff she talked about could help with intimacy issues without the psychotherapy, because it's really more hands-on, like technique, product. And so that's how I initially got into the business. And that was in 2003. And since then, so I was counseling before that. So that's why I said my counseling goes back years, but the toy part started in 2003. And then I started hosting parties, which was very successful at the time. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. I was in my 30s. I learned a lot about my sexuality. I'm like, okay, now I'm understanding. And when it came to the understanding, I was like, okay, now I can, that's what this was. That's what that was, And I won't go on, it's such a big topic. Like, you're talking about orgasms. Like, have you had one? Have you had a real one? What kind was that? It wasn't until I got into the business that I started understanding that part of it. And so did that for years, was married, then not married. And then just in my mind, I was like, okay, I don't think I want to be a therapist. I think there are other ways I can help people. And then that's just branched off and did the toys, which turned into consultations, which turned into coaching for relationships. And it's fun from there. And years later, I started doing workshops. I was like, let me do some. You start hearing people like, I mean, how vulgar can we be on this class? Not vulgar, but it's topics are topics.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
respectfully.
Oh,
okay.
yes.
So, I would run inside a lot of
Be
women.
authentic, please.
Okay. They would be like, I want to give head, but I don't know how to give head.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't think I'm great at it. Or one person said I was great. The next person said I was awful.
Mm-hmm.
So I was more intrigued with like, let's see what that is. Let's talk about it. So then that took me into the workshops and understanding and doing more study and more research. And so then I started hosting workshops where I actually teach women. The one that Tanya mentioned was give that blow his mind, which is teaching women how to give head. Literally, it's a workshop. You have a dildo, and we showing you. Because sometimes it's just that fear of people don't want to do it because they don't really know what they're doing, or they don't feel like they know what they're doing. Or you've been with one guy and it was great, but the next guy's like, the head's horrible. But it's because different people like different things. So you can get bipolar in this world trying to please everybody.
Right.
So I do the basics. I do the basics for some. Sometimes it's down to the basic. Like, let's see what these techniques are. And then once you know the techniques and a little more about the education of it, then you can adjust it to whoever you with, So, and then give that man a hand is one hand jobs. So then I teach women how to give head and do hand jobs. I knew a guy who was like my counterpart. He used to help me host my radio show. And he said his best orgasm ever was from a hand job. So then I thought, let's do the art of hand jobs, So then.
Oh, wow, that's safe.
It's safe. It's safe. The jaws don't get it. It's less.
And you can get some money.
And it's less tension on the jaws and the
all of that.
And you can learn techniques of making it feel like it's more head than less hands, but it makes it feel
it's
like
more
it's
hand than
more
really,
head, but
right.
it's really more hands than head. Like just techniques.
And they kind of get that joint connection.
Coming to
going
Inglewood soon.
So it's just a passion, and like I say, that whole world of sex toys is kind of like a taboo for people. It's like, oh, she's a freak, or I'm not into that. Oh, I don't need that. Okay, and for me, it's been a business where I don't have to convince you. I don't have to convince anybody.
Right.
Is this your thing or it's not? And especially as I gotten older, our bodies change. Men's bodies change. So now how do we adjust to that change to make sure this thing is still going?
Yeah, and I think that's a good segue into the topic. Why is it a difference between over 50 and under 50? Right? Because that was like the pivotal point.
Right.
Sex over 50. Why not over 40? Why not over 30? Why do we use the number 50?
I use the 50. I think it sounds better, but really, truth be told, it's 40 and up. Because for women, not so much. For men, for sure. So since it's encompassing, men experience erectile dysfunctions as early as 40. Some even sooner. Depends on how they're taking care of themselves. But at some level, 40 and up. Whether it's you can't keep an erection as long, but you're getting one. So he may not realize it's not what he used to be. But in some ways, and then you have different factors. He could be over 40, have high blood pressure. The medication's a problem. Have blood pressure, not on medication, and have a problem. It's just so many things. Diabetes. There's so many things that what you eat. And see, those things are, as we get older, some things are just inevitable, regardless. You could be healthy, and blood pressure could be a genetic issue. And that's men. For women, menopause brings dryness. So there's certain things
for some.
Okay. For some. So it's just like
Let's clarify.
But look, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm an advocate for lube. So you can call me dry if you want to, which I'm not, for sure. But I'm an advocate for lube. People think that's taboo. Ain't nothing wrong if you need lube. Even if you don't need lube, lube makes it better.
Baby,
fun. Yeah,
makes it fun.
Yeah.
So there's so many.
But I'm saying not everybody. Everybody experiences dryness during.
But just like everybody, all men don't experience erectile dysfunction at the same level as others. So then they may be like, I don't have that problem. I do know men who eat very healthy, take care of themselves. They still have a problem. And then some don't have a problem. So it's so many. But unfortunately, Black men, I'm pretty sure other men too, avoid the doctors. So sometimes you're having problems and don't know it, but you still, I'm the man out here, and you're like, okay, if you think so, if that's what you think. You think so. So there are so many levels to it, even with all this part of the education of all the sex toys and everything in the world. Still won't matter if you're not taking care of yourself, because you can still be like, I use this toy, and still have the issues you have because it's underlying health or something communication, or you don't like the person you with. You sometimes it's a space you got to learn to like them. No matter how many toys you got, if you don't like them,
What'd you say, Shell?
Please. Sometimes you just can't. You just can't. You just be like, I'm good.
And then it's true, marriage
you
is
just want the sex. You just don't. You don't need to like them.
Good. I was just be like, I'm good.
I tell people my best customer is my mother, and my parents been married 56 years.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
My best customer. We talk about it, and that's not that they are.
She's been like that for a while.
She's been like that, but when you have that commitment, your love can change, but the commitment shouldn't. But the commitment doesn't change. So how do we work this out? I don't like kissing you, so how do we work this out? How do we,
How do we maneuver? That's the thing. Well, I've learned, especially with relationships and marriage, and if sometimes people grow and then they either grow apart or they grow together, or you have to realize that the person that you with is going to change physically as well as mentally. And sometimes people expect you to be the same throughout, and that's just not realistic.
That's not even realistic. And we all change, whether it's weight, not weight, health, not health. I like you today, and I don't like you as much as I used to like you.
Right.
Like I tell my 20-year-old sometimes, I love you, girl, but sometimes I don't like you.
Right.
I don't even want to fool with you. And so in a marriage, and I don't think a lot of people realize marriage or long-term relationships. And again, my passion is for marriage, although I'm not married, because I'm definitely a believer. And so I believe that, the bedroom should not be defiled. So I do, have that part. But if you don't like somebody and there's some underlying issue, you got to get that together first. So that's why I say I do a lot of relationship coaching, because it encompasses all of that.
Yeah, because if you like someone, there's some things that you might put up with that you normally won't. Or if you love someone, there's some things you will put up that you normally won't put up with.
Right. And if you love somebody, you'll have that conversation.
Yeah.
And they won't feel like you don't like them. They'll feel like it's coming from a loving place, And but sometimes people don't, because I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to know how they.
Oh no, we too old for that. We too old for that.
And that's true. I'm single now, but I'm so direct to folks. I'm like, hey,
direct.
I'm like, hey, okay,
yeah,
to the left. That's what you say, Shelley.
I ain't got time to teach. One guy asked
why
me,
is it going to the left? Okay.
One guy asked me, could you teach me? I said, oh no, sir. Not at this big old age. I can't teach nobody. You gotta come talk. Now, I can teach you how to adjust to my body, but I can't teach you I'm not teaching a man technique. Not at 50. So 50, to go back to your original question,
but 50-year-olds may need technique help.
I mean, he may. I'm just,
You're not the one to
You're not the one. There's some things that just, okay, first of all, I always tell people you need to be sexually yoked.
Definitely.
If you don't like giving head and I like head, we might not be equally sexually yoked.
Right.
But if you like giving and I don't, like I say, I know I've met so many men, not that I've dated personally, but in talking, they don't like you. They don't like head. They don't like to get head, but they love to give it. Some women like, let me find
Who is
him.
that?
What's that name? There is a few of them. People do not believe. They go, oh, that's such and such is lying. Why? In this world, I've met women. I've also
is that on the resume check for date.com?
I've also met women that are like, I don't want him performing on me, but I perform on him. I'm like, girl, what?
That's that part. What
don't make any sense. But I don't make any sense. That don't make any sense. But I think the problem is people go into something thinking they can change somebody, and you cannot.
No,
I remember this guy. He dated this lady. She didn't give a head. He said married her. He said, I thought when we got married it'd change. No, sir. If she didn't do it before, it's not.
She didn't do it in the get, in the chase.
And he said she didn't say when I got married I'm gonna do it. I just assumed it. That's your mistake.
Don't assume.
That's why I say communication is key. That's again. Right. You have levels of this. You got communication. You got health. You got
But communication is probably the number one.
It's the number one.
Yeah. But how do you, if a man is having that type of problem, how do you talk to him about it?
That's what I'm saying. It really comes from a safe, loving relationship, because those are the ones that are going to receive it differently. Like if my parents married 50-some years had the conversation, it's coming from a safe place, because neither one of them going there.
It's 50-some years?
56.
56 years.
Yeah, April, May 56. It's coming from a safe place. But when you're just meeting somebody, like me, I'm single, and I'm going to say it, this first time I said this publicly, y'all. August will be 2 years I've been celibate. Not on purpose. But I'm also not out here casual. Like, I don't even have time. Like I said, I don't have time.
I got you.
I don't have time.
Believe me, I got you.
So, it's that conversation. And right now I have a conversation, and then their response would be like, you wait until you... I'm going to say, first of all, your conversation is not it for me. Like, I want to be turned on and feeling something in my body just from your conversation. That's where it starts.
That part.
And sometimes
I'm single too, so I
mental stimulation.
Yes, I have to have that first, and if that's not there, then it's not happening.
I don't know if you guys watch
Because if you're dumb, no.
Say it for the people in the back.
She
Say
said
it for the
if you're
people in the
dumb,
back.
a screening
You
process
have to be
prior
smart.
to.
You have to have. You have to
You
be.
know what I mean?
I think if-
Define dumb. What does that even mean?
Oh gosh,
Oh,
Lori.
my gosh.
I know it's been like decades since you've been out,
Dumb.
but just dumb stuff. You be like,
Immature.
immature. When you're talking to them, they don't realize every word that's coming out of their mouth brings forth an orgasm, right? Like an inner orgasm.
potential
Or
one.
it starts off foreplay.
Foreplay. That's what I meant to say. But it could bring an orgasm too. I'm just saying that conversation has to stimulate me. If again, I said dumb, but there are some men that the stuff that come out of their mouth, or you know what, something as little as how they treat other people, how they treat the person that brings them food, how do they talk to their mother, how do they talk to their daughter? All those things are stimulating to me. And when I see that and I see you doing it the wrong way, it's a turnoff. So then therefore no.
Let me tell you, I have
friend
cut
bucket.
cut a fool off, taking me out to, and he don't know how to tip. Oh my God, you done made my stomach hurt.
Right.
I said, wait a minute, what you tip? I said, wait a minute, I got to go in my pocket. Oh, you made my stomach hurt. That is a
Right.
complete turn. So it's like, even those, you would think a grown man would know how
yeah.
to tip.
Or how to talk to
How to
people.
it's like, oh my. So it's like those little things. It's so,
Yes,
over
yes.
50 just brings different. It's much harder now. You know, when you're younger, I have daughters in their 20s, you can go, oh, you're going to, like my mother used to tell me, you're going to have many of those. Like many, my ex-husband's Eric, so I use it. You're going to have many Erics in your life, you know. At 55, I don't want minis more. And I know it's not proper English, but I don't have that. It's going to be many more. So you have, at this age, men are usually already married, already in a relationship, fresh out and don't want it again. And so it's difficult. And then the other ones left, we got to be compatible. You got to be a tipper. You know,
Do you have to have a retirement?
yeah. Only for me, it's because
I'm not the only one, ladies.
because you can't come.
Nor can he have brown teeth.
No, but see, I'm not the only one. Yeah, you gotta your
I
mouth.
tell people,
if
can't
you don't
come
take care
looking
of your
for my
mouth,
medical. Come look
there
because you don't
is a
have
problem.
medical. Your mouth? Did you say?
Mouth. If you do not take
Oh my
care of your
gosh.
mouth,
I'm not even gonna do it.
that is a problem.
I ain't gonna offend nobody because don't come to me grinning real big, and you shouldn't be grinning big. Go on. Close your mouth.
How about you work for a place that you do have benefits, but your shit is look like a money mouth?
And I always say, you got benefits, but you're not fixing that. That's okay with you?
That's okay with you. All that's going down in
Unless
here.
you J. Cole that say he ain't gonna fix
And
it.
then if you take it a bit further, all that's going down there. All that bacteria in your mouth.
Shelly said it's going down.
It
Going
start
down
with
there.
bad breath. You like, wait, let's see why that's that way.
I can't. I
So,
can't.
yeah, so it's just
This is
Friend
overwhelming.
bucket.
50 it's just harder, I would say older. But I still
But you
have
don't
that
have to
passion.
tolerate it either. You just, if
No.
they don't check that box, you move on.
2 years celibate. I'm not even casual
But
no
you've been
more.
dating?
I date. Yeah, I date. But it's been 2 years sexually. And it's hard for me to find somebody that can hang, even in conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You could say the wrong thing. I'm like, okay.
Dumb.
Dumb.
Like I told you, dumb.
Because
You're
what
like
come with
this
age,
big
he go,
dummy.
ooh, I wonder how your cookie tastes. I'm like, cookie is so 1980s. Don't say cookie to me. Like, to me. Don't call it a cookie.
No, how about this? Won't you pull up? Pull up to what?
Or 11:30 at night, WID.
Do you know how much
better
I
not
have
ask
to
me what I'm
pass
doing.
to get to you? I can pass 5 or 6 before I even get to you, before I even pull up.
I can pull it to my nightstand.
Well, is there ever any thought to kind of rectify these? Like, do you have a probationary period? Right, So I met right, you, right. and you know,
If it's something
you bring whatever
probation
you bring,
worthy.
I bring whatever I bring.
You could be a
But
whole
we have to
felon
have
right
some-
up front with it. And when I say felon, meaning something you don't even get a probationary period. You done committed a whole crime. Like,
because you
The
said
tip.
cookie.
like pull up. Oh, yeah.
I'll pull up.
And then when you defend your tip, like, I don't. One guy said, I just give a standard $5 tip.
I would clutch my pearl.
I was like,
It's two of them.
No, how about
It's two of them.
no? How about this one?
Standard.
You done took me on 2 dates. You done took me on 2 dates. We have been to Maestro's. We've been to all these restaurants. We get to the Yard House, and you want me to share a cup of soup and some wings with you.
oh, my.
What?
I was saying, I'll be back. I'm going to the bathroom.
Right.
Immediately,
I'm
no attraction.
Immediately.
And now I don't let nobody
is
pick me up. I meet
outside. You know,
everybody
I'm gonna get an
everywhere.
Uber
Yeah, you
tomorrow.
gotta meet people everywhere. Yeah, yeah.
So, yes, I just say, and again, back to sex at 50, body changes, different things.
Are the orgasms different? You think 50 and for women?
I think it's different. I think it's different in
I
any
think so,
age. If
too.
you don't really know what a real orgasm is, I didn't until I started the business. Like, I know it feels good. I know what feels great, but true orgasm.
What do you
many
consider
people-
a real
Yeah,
orgasm?
tell us.
I mean, you have
What
different
you
type of
think,
orgasms. So as people say, like the squirting.
The G-spot.
Squirting is an orgasm. It's from the G spot. Like that is what it is. It may not squirt. That's probably the talent of it. Is how you direct
Project it.
how you project it. That's the talent. But you have it because that's the G spot orgasm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which comes from the urethra. So you know, and then it may smell like pee. Like, oh, is it pee or is it orgasm? You know, that whole conversation. So you have to know in tune with your body. Like, I didn't know until I started the business that when you're about to have, you feel like you have to pee. I used to just always think, well, I got to pee a while before I'm having sex. I didn't know.
Or some people will stop you like, hold on, I gotta pee.
Stop.
Right.
Right. Or you hold it, the pee back, but you're really holding the orgasm back.
Right.
So all
That's
that's
what
part of
that-
the learning, the education of it. So when you go, some people may not even have had it because they don't know.
And
then
they
it's a
about to pee on
conversation.
themselves.
And then they
Or
go,
like you said, yeah, and you'd be like, oh my God, I'm embarrassed. Like, but it's not
right.
that.
Or it's just like people watching, like guys learn real sex from porn and women, and you see,
the drama,
you know, you don't know why they doing it. You just gonna copy it, right? You don't know. You know, I used to tell people the orgasm itself wasn't the highlight for me. It was working up to the climax, the whole stroking, the whole, and I'm like, that's why I'm like, don't go yet. I'm not even ready. Like, I like that part because when it happens, then it's like, okay, now we can rest. And I'm not ready to rest. I need this roller coaster ride. You know, so
Right.
so then just those things are different. You know, you have to be in tune with your body, so they could change. They definitely change.
But what do you mean a real orgasm?
Meaning they know what it is and not just
Or they think they know
or
what
they
it
think
is.
they know what it is.
Yeah.
Or when you just see we're on ready the cream, you think, oh, okay, that's it for sure because it's the cream. It could be, or it could be there could be some issues going on. There could be some feminine issues going on. And he be like, oh, baby, I did that for you. Yeah, you did. But it really wasn't. I think first of all, like I said, when I started the business, it helped me get in tune with my body to know, okay, what's this? What's not okay? You know, and most people don't, because if you see anything, you might think, oh, that's just me. I'm not going to talk about it because what if nobody else is experiencing what I'm experiencing? What if nobody else? So then you don't talk about it. You don't know if it's normal or not. You know, same thing for men. You know, men just copy what
I
they
think
see.
you would benefit a lot too talking to groups of men too.
For sure.
I really do. I
Because
think
one thing men will
or I
go,
should say they would benefit from
Talking.
talking to you. That's what I meant to say.
that's why
they would.
men go, I know a lot of women. I know what they do. So you going to tell me how we are because you talk to a bunch of them, right? Okay.
Or you done been through a lot of them thinking you doing something and you ain't doing
Thinking
nothing.
you doing something.
Shirley said you ain't doing nothing.
I had one guy older in his 50s telling me, yeah, I made her come 9 times. I was like, okay, you just out here lying like these
Or
politicians.
she lied to you.
Like these- or either way, you foolish to believe you did that.
Right.
Stop.
So when you talk about sex, this is a question I don't think I've asked you this before. Like, what do you consider a good sex session? Like, how long do you consider a good
I
sex
think
session?
it's
Or
depending
is
on
it
the
not
person.
time?
The
It just-
individual.
It's the individual. I know some women like, get this 5 minutes over with. She good, he good, they good.
Mhm.
He 5 minutes for me, we not good.
Mhm.
You know.
Mhm.
Now,
Me neither.
let me premise, if I'm in a relationship and we out in public, maybe hit a spot, or we just doing some quickies. Quickies are one thing, but if it's a quickie, that's all you got is a quickie forever and ever and ever.
That's
You
the
know,
problem.
That's a problem for me.
That's a problem.
Some women, like I'm selling toys or I'm selling product, and it's like, okay, this cream here helps him keep it hard on longer and helps him last. If he lasts 5 minutes, he can last 15 minutes. She's like, oh, no. 5 is good for me. I don't need any more. And I'm clenching my pearls for her. Like
really?
But
Yeah.
if that's what works, again, I still stick to my premise of equally yoked. So, you know, we know, I was married for 13 years, 4 kids. People who are married with kids, you know, you don't even have time for long sessions sometimes.
Mhm.
So sometimes quickies are perfect.
Mhm.
But again, you have to
Can't be
find
every
somebody.
day.
Right. You have to find somebody that you're equally yoked with and
Mhm.
understanding.
That's so can sometimes be difficult.
Very.
That can. That's why I have conversation first.
Especially when you're already single, like
Yeah.
us. When you're married and body changes is a better conversation.
Right.
You know,
But I have conversations because I'm not wasting my time no more.
I've done it.
Mhm.
I
And
have
I've given the
conversations.
change probation and they failed.
Mhm.
They violated probation.
So when do you have these conversations?
I have them from the get go because I don't have time to waste my.
Okay, so like a dating site, or
Yeah,
you're
no,
at,
no, when
you
we're-
know,
we're-
at the-
we go
at
out
a
on a date and we
restaurant.
talk.
But where did you
I-
meet that person?
Huh?
Where did you meet the person?
When or where? It could be. Well, I haven't done online yet. But I have met people through other people. I have met people at parties.
At your clubs. And
I
stuff.
have met people at bars. I don't really go to clubs.
I meant to say like your dance club.
Yeah, or I'll go, like if I go, dancing like stepping or something like
Yeah,
that, I might
that's what I
meet
meant.
someone. But I have the conversation early because I learned that early on when I first started dating after my marriage. You have to know that person sexually because all that stuff they might like to do, you might not like.
Right.
And then you get far into it and you get emotionally involved with that person until you figure out, okay, we are not sexually, compatible. We're not equally yoked, like you said. So I have those conversations early. I tell you exactly what I like, what I don't like, and what's up with you.
Wow.
How do men receive that? Is that like welcomed when you bring that up on the table?
Some of them laugh. Some of them like, wow, you get straight to the point. Yeah, I do. I mean, this is an important conversation that we need to have. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so some of them are very shocked, but they're candid.
Mhm.
At least I think they're candid. Yeah.
But you probably don't care how they receive it.
No.
Right? Because it's so new into it. Like I was just listening to what you said about equally yoked. I think so. We all were married young. And for me, dating Joe at 18, I don't even think about these things, right? I'm dating. I think he's handsome. He turns me on. Cute, that type of stuff. He likes what I like. I like what he like. I think we can have something together. And of course, sex is good or we wouldn't be together. Sex is good to what you know is be good. And then you get married, you have kids, and you try to establish or reestablish what that sex looks like, right? You want more, you know more. And so Joel and I are really good friends. We've been able to have conversations, right? But I don't think you know that. Like you guys have a benefit of knowing what you want going into a relationship. Some people go into it young, 18, 20, in love and marriage.
I didn't at that age. I didn't know.
And didn't know.
I didn't even know
this,
exactly
right?
like the type of orgasms like she's speaking about, like the type that different types you can have and what the stroke. I'm trying not to be too graphic.
Most women don't. Most women don't.
Yeah, but when you're that young, like when I was 18, 19, 20, when I got married, I knew nothing. He was the first man I had ever been with. So I knew nothing.
And thought it was great.
Right.
And it probably was, right?
Right.
But at some point, as you learn your body, you feel a little something, you're like, oh, I like that. Let's do that a little bit more. Oh, okay.
Right.
Or I heard, so Sherelle's been my friend for a long time. So every time when she has sex parties, I hear the conversations from women. They talk, she's very explicit. And I've called her before and say, hey, Sherelle, how do you do this?
Right.
What is this? And she'll say, oh, this is such and such and such and such and such. And I'm like, oh, okay. And, how do you, or what toys or whatever you use. Or, my favorite one is the bullet.
Pocket rocket.
Yeah, pocket rocket. And so I was like, oh, make sure you get my pocket rocket on rotation. But she was like, oh, well, you don't have to use a pocket rocket. And we'll show, she has some toys later. Try this. So I've had a benefit of having somebody that I feel comfortable with talking to, but that wasn't at 18, 19, or 20.
Oh, no, you
right?
can't. You can't. It's just when you get that's what I like about like when you're saying over 50 or over 40. Once you get to those ages, it's no longer a taboo. Like I thought it was a taboo to even talk about it at 18. Like I got married at 20. So the person that I ended up with, I started with him at 18. He was all I knew, the only person I had ever been in with in my entire life. So I didn't know that you could talk about those things or you should talk about those things and communicate. I just thought that's what it was,
Which the majority of people do.
Right.
Marry young. You
Just
don't.
settle
Nobody
with
really
it.
knows.
Think this is what it's supposed to
like
be.
you say, you just
Right.
look at it. I
Right.
like him. He likes me. We get along.
It's just like,
we're fun.
if
Like
you was a
junior high
kid and your
school.
mom fed you Cheerios your whole time and then you get a steak, you'd be like,
Fresh
damn,
and
this
honest and pure.
wow. Like I've never had,
Yeah.
That's how it
That's
turns
funny.
out. Like,
I know it's difficult for me when you would ask the questions, like, how does that conversation come up? Because I try not to talk about even it too, because I'm so passionate about it, and because I'm freely talk about sex, they assume I'm quick and easy, and I'm not. So then I have to really kind of tailor when I even have a conversation about what I do on the side and because they're like, oh, well, you do this. I'm a freak for real. When I say for real, but not just a freak for everybody, right?
right.
So it's a conversation that I have to. I have a technique of, I think, in our regular conversations, to not talk about sex, to know if we gonna be compatible a little bit of how you bring in their words. Like if we talk about a movie or if I try to get, because I can cut you loose before we can even talk about sex. So I can do it before we get to that. Then I'm like, okay, if I really like them, then
Well,
what?
like I said, if he say something dumb, then we don't even get to that. Like you said, we don't even get to that conversation.
Yeah.
You know,
I can see that.
It has to keep building. Like the attraction has to keep building and building, and then finally I can say what I want to say because I'm feeling you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I'm not feeling, like you said, if I'm not
I was
feeling
just
you
thinking
about
that.
an initial conversation, then I don't even need to go there with you because I'm not feeling you in that way because of the things that are coming out of your mouth, how you're treating that person, what you said to your mother, what you said to your daughter, or whatever the case may
Or
be.
just how you think.
Right. Or just how you, dumb.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I recently met a guy, I'll say several months back, and we dated. Very nice guy, pays for everything, wants to wine and dine you. Great guy, 6'5", nice. One of the problems was he lives in Oceanside, so we couldn't really see each other much. But when we did, it was great. But then after a few weeks or maybe a couple months, he went to church. He was a devout churchgoer, right? He's like, oh, I'm there all the time, and I talk in tongues and whatever. And then, but he said, the Lord knows I'm a dirty, trashy whore. And he knows I need a dirty, trashy whore sent to me. I said, God know that? Like, that's, y'all had that conversation. And so he was like, I usually have sex within 2 weeks just to know. I said, whoa. So everything was great the way, but that's not me. Like, okay, let's crash dummy this in real quick just to see. I said, what if it don't? What if it's not it? Then that's a waste. That'll show you how he thought. And so we still went out a few more times, but it still was going, oh, he, but why don't you come out to Oceanside and spend a night? That's a setup. Like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, if I do, it's still going to be what it is, right? So it's tough because you're like, you want to have a conversation. I think he would have been great in bed. Like, great conversation, freaky like I like it. But then I'm going to be empty still afterwards when it comes to what I really want.
Exactly.
You know, still going to be an empty feeling after the great sex. And I've been there, honestly, since I've been divorced for quite a while. I've been empty. You know, it's like, oh, I want great sex. But then that's over what it's like, I want a relationship, you know? So I just avoid that. For me, I just avoid it. I used to be where I didn't want a relationship because my children were smaller.
Right.
Gotcha.
That's when you need to catch me.
Exactly. Right when you divorce.
Right, you missed that window, sir.
Yes.
Now I'm back on track. Like, you know, so.
You missed that window.
And I just have to believe, like anything else, God gonna send who's for me with all the requirements, physically, mentally, and emotionally. You know, it's tough sometimes. But God, you hear me? You know, and then you'll get one that's not quite your type, and the Lord will be like, "I sent you one. You said he was wearing FUBU though, so you didn't want them." Like, you real petty. Yes, I'm real petty. So, but yeah, I just think bottom line for even over 50, more so is conversation, communication, and taking care of ourselves because these bodies change. You know, the life we have left is less and lessened. You know,
What does that look like, taking care of yourself?
eating properly, drinking water, going to the doctor to make sure there's no issues.
Yearly.
Preventative
Care.
health care. Meaning go get some blood work done. Go to the dentist.
Every 6 months.
Go to the dentist.
Sometimes every quarter.
Yeah.
But yes.
But preventative. Like you're going to check
Yeah.
to see why, or not just experiencing some symptoms of something and you're just ignoring it.
Right.
You're like, I'll be all right. It's cool. I'm good. Life's moving. You know, life's moving. You
Because
gotta really
also
stay.
when that person comes along, you want to be here for them and you want them to be here for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, are you taking care of yourself? That's, I mean, we joke about the teeth thing, but that tells me you're not taking care of yourself. You can't even care to go and take care of yourself. That's a problem.
Right, that's a compatibility thing too, because I don't want to get you, and I'm begging you to take care of yourself, or
I'm begging you to go to the dentist, or I'm begging you to go to the doctor, you know, or just things you need to take care of, you're not taking care of. That's
For
a problem.
sure. I had a coworker, so I work in law enforcement, and we were both officers, and his wife was our clerk, and I would say after years to come, so he's retired now, but he'd been working for the county, say 20-something years. So I told her one day, because we were real close, I said, girl, your husband's breath is stank. What's going on? She was like, girl, I know I can't get him to go to the dentist. So finally, after they had been married several years, so let's say he had been with the county. He had been with the county 27 years. Let's just say 20. She said, first of all, she said, we don't kiss, so I'm cool. I was like, oh my God. So then
You cannot live in my house if
right.
you cannot.
But
We
wait,
don't kiss.
this was the crazy part. She finally got him to go to the dentist.
Oh my God.
By this time, he had been with the county 27 years. She said, girl, do you know this is the first time he ever went to the dentist? I said, what? That's craziness to me. First of all, people don't go because they either don't have health care sometimes or they don't like the dentist, like scared. He had full medical, never went for 27. It was because she made him go. By this point, the dentist probably told him ain't nothing I could do for that mouth because
He ain't dentures.
it had rotten. I don't know what was going
To
on.
the bone.
And so eventually, long story short, he ended up getting cancer of the throat,
Of the mouth?
and all his teeth fell out anyway. But
See what I'm saying?
Jackie.
See what I'm
But,
saying? That's what I mean by take care of yourself. Like now,
He said,
see all that. See what
so
I'm saying?
that was an example of somebody who just didn't want to go to the dentist. It didn't make no
He said, they're going to have cancer.
It didn't make no sense that he wasn't going to the dentist. So she's right. Like I wouldn't even
And
been married
then
to
he gonna
nobody.
share-
Shelley, you knew dental care was important, but you didn't know about the cancer part. That put a whole
Oh
nother
no!
cherry
When
on
I go
top.
to the dentist, they test
He
you
didn't
for
have
all
throat
of that.
cancer. I don't know why, because he didn't smoke.
But
He didn't-
bacteria, there's a lot that can
That's
run on that.
So
bacteria.
he never got a cleaning in
Until
27 years.
She said that was his first time in the dentist.
And she wasn't kissing him.
She said, "Girl, we don't kiss anyway, and I need to kiss." So I was
Okay,
like,
so
Kissing is a
you-
requirement for me.
But I
Okay,
didn't want
so
him talking
even
to me,
if he
though.
if he go downtown,
I don't
all
know.
that bacteria.
I didn't even think of that.
Oh no! You not giving me no yeast infection. That's not happening. You not giving me no.
But that's what happened. See?
I mean, it's other things
So
like
how do you start that conversation?
But
in
you
a
need
long-term
to go to the
relationship?
dentist. That's
It
the
seemed like as a
how I
wife.
start the
But you know what? It seems like that she
fucking
really
around with
wasn't interested in it until you said
You
something.
need to go to the. I'm not fucking around with
well,
you.
he had gone before that, but it still wasn't. When she said, "Girl, you know, it's the first time he went 27 years."
27 years. I done divorced him years.
Well, she was
ago.
only married to him in the latter part, like they
Oh,
got
okay.
married.
Well, see, see.
Like I was working there and found
So
out.
she got with him when his teeth was messed up.
She got with him after because
So she was okay with it.
when I first switched to this unit, I think she said something. I was like,
Oh, my goodness.
I said, y'all dating? So I even knew him before they was just dating. They was hiding it. So then they got married. So it was later. But yeah.
But she had to meet him with the stank breath.
I don't know.
Girl,
I don't know because we couldn't even
I
talk.
would've- I
I'm
would've
kissing
got
her. Why are
him-
you talking to me?
Just, you know.
Like, so.
I'd have got him a gift certificate.
So she was like, we could just.
So yeah,
avoid
who
it,
said,
like,
how do we have a conversation? I
Put
think
a
that's
mask
where
on,
it is.
player,
Like,
go to town.
Like, you need to go to dentist.
I just see, I don't even know if I could date nobody that had bad breath from the gate.
Yeah.
Because I need to kiss from the gate. But if she's
I don't like
saying they
morning
weren't
breath.
kissing.
That part is horrible.
I don't like morning
But see,
breath.
if you
So
have
if your
some,
breath smell like
so
that
if you
every
have
day, all
some,
day.
if you have some tea, some peppermint tea or some spearmint tea before you go to bed, you'll be all right. And you make sure you brush your teeth before you go to bed. You'll be all right. All this
You gotta
down
brush
in
your
the,
tongue.
yeah, and scrape it.
I mean, you can do that too, but if you got a tooth rotten in the back,
That's what
you
I'm
gotta
talking
go to
about.
the dentist.
That's
all
where that
gonna-
stank is coming from.
all that brushing,
All
and
that
flossing,
stank is coming
ain't
from
gonna
there.
matter because that back one back there.
And then he gonna and then he gonna kiss you.
that back one back there being a violator.
And you swallow all that
sharing the
bacteria.
scent.
That's
with
a
the rest
felon
of
in the
mouth.
back. That
In the
felon needs
back.
to be arrested. That's way in the back.
That's wild. Wow,
So-
wow.
So it's again, so just go. That takes us all the way back. You start with preventative, which is the dentist. Healthcare.
That is devastating.
Well, since we're talking about
The
you
one
know,
in the back
the
is
guy.
coming up.
The fellow
That's
in the
where
back
you got
with
me.
the stank
You couldn't
breath.
took my breath away with that.
there was a topic we had discussed in our pre-interview
Jesus.
about this term male menopause.
Oh,
Oh, they got menopause too?
Yeah.
well, I know that's what.
We did.
I
Can
think
we talk a
somebody
little
mentioned
bit
it.
about
Lord.
that?
I assume male menopause is when they start having issues. Before we
I have
talk
no
about it,
idea
what
what
was
it
you
is.
mentioned
Right.
it? What was the
I
actual
have no idea
definition?
what
of
Well,
that?
it's just that they don't call it menopause for men, but they definitely have some type of period
that they go
change.
biologically at a certain point, like we do, where their testosterone is different, or their libido
levels
is
are
different,
different,
or
yeah.
their
Which is that
mentation is different, and it's just a lot of stuff.
And that's
they
that
don't point. They don't
erectile
pinpoint
dysfunction,
that.
and I think they think that's just a hard on.
But erectile dysfunction, before we talked to you, I thought it was like your shit just don't work.
Right.
But you're saying that erectile dysfunction is even if you pop it in, it's like
Anything.
2 minutes.
Or like when they
Yeah, there's
younger
different
and it's
stuff.
rock hard. The older they get, it's not gonna be rock hard.
as
It's hard, but it's not rock hard. It's not. No, I'm sorry. It's not.
Is that just
It might be.
global?
But it,
You really think that's
this is
global?
different. This
Did
is
you
20.
say that's
This
global?
35 right here.
What? Did you
35
say
right here.
global? Yeah.
So
What?
it's that.
I mean,
It's
this
not
this
good.
don't work for me.
Because we
not
had a
a-
dude on the show. He's 60 and he was proud to tell us that he could be
Yeah, he
shucking
said
and
he's
jiving.
Just like really.
He said he's
hitting
on
it.
the one, like, and he's proud of it.
Hmm.
Right.
Now I would have
That-
asked.
Who
He
was
could be.
that?
Miss.
Shelley said, "What's his name?"
I can tell you after the show.
Okay.
And I would probably ask because I'm so direct.
Okay, I'll tell you.
How does that happen? Do you take a pill? Or you like how is that?
Does it have to be a pill?
No, that's what I'm saying. I would have
be
asked,
like
is that
natural
your
fruit, like you do
that
is
would
it your
definitely
food?
be
kind
more
of
of a conversation.
different type of fruits and berries.
Just like
It could
people-
be the cigar.
I mean, think about it. Just how people
He smokes cigars.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, don't
He
you?
lying. He lying.
Oh, he lying, Lori.
I have no
Yeah, he's
idea.
right. But you know what? Health is something because I can tell you when we talk about menopause, we get back to the men. I don't have night sweats. I don't do a lot of those things, especially when I was 100% vegan. I eat more fish now. I didn't have any of that. No, dry, nothing.
Mhm.
And I do think that diet is a big component of that. And even like if I decided that I was going to have something to drink, I'll go into full sweat. So I stay away from alcohol, stay away from caffeine, stay away from all those things. And they said those things are drying too.
And let me
right?
tell you two more things that people don't realize. If you have asthma and you take an asthma pump, that's an antihistamine that dries you. People don't think so. Then sometimes you're like, why am I drier? If you use anything that dries,
If you don't drink a lot of water, if you don't drink
like
enough
Benadryl,
water,
like Benadryl.
like a asthma pump, or I forgot the one used to be over the counter.
Antihistamine.
Anything that
Antihistamines.
any antihistamine
Yeah,
dries you.
Benadryl.
So it
Benadryl.
also dries your canals. Anything. Another one is marijuana. Marijuana dries you. It makes you dry. Cottonmouth.
oh,
There's
damn.
times like if I've tried to perform
Because of
with that
fines.
smoked a little, not that I smoke on a regular, but the time I'm like, then I'm oh shoot, it's time to perform. This mouth felt like a field. So I'm like, okay, you gotta lube the mouth up. So that's
you
just
Lots
gotta
of
do, you
water.
just
How
suck
do
it
you
up,
lube the mouth?
and you
Lots
just
of
get
water.
extra saliva.
Water. I keep water by the
and then you're gonna
nightstand.
start all
to
of
get
it,
it
and you
lubed
just
up.
wet it up, dog, and go to
Water.
town.
Water.
Edible
What did you
lube,
say was key?
flavorful lube,
Mhm.
water-based flavorful lubes. And then a lot of women, if you don't really like giving head, there's a lot of techniques. Get a flavor lube that's your favorite. He may think it's him gobble gobble, but it's really the flavor. You know, that it's different things and technique you can use. They have mints you can put. Numbs
Cooling
your
for
throat.
him, and it's cooling for him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
that-
kind of
Yeah,
techniques.
Altoids. I like those.
But then, I mean, they have different flavors. So it's just you might be like, it's a way for you to do it and just say, hey, I'm going to try this flavor lube when really it needs the mouth, or if you're going from oral to intercourse, it continues to work. It's still lubed up. I always say water-based lube is good too because you can just activate it with water. So it helps it get right back on
You
track.
mean activated with water?
So say like if you've used water lube and then
mhm.
say like you just put a little water, you know, it keeps it doesn't dry it up, you know. But yeah, it's so people don't realize that marijuana dries you up. Period. Your mouth, vagina, it could. Not everybody. Nothing's everybody. So I always tell people that when I sell toys and I do everything, I'm telling you, this is what this toy does. This is what this cream does. I always say nothing's 100% because nothing works. You know, NyQuil don't work for everybody. You know, when you go, to put you to sleep. Melatonin, I do that like Tic Tacs. That don't even work anymore. You know, so I always say it's not a one size fits all. These are just things that could work for some people and has worked. And, you know, like some people don't like clitoral stimulation, so you have toys for that. Some people do, you know, so. It's the world of that's why I always say everybody's so different. Communication is always key. It's like, let's talk about it. And I did bring some toys to talk about that.
Let's do so.
Yeah,
Let's
see what you
time
got.
is of the essence.
So I will say when we're talking about 50s, toys are good any age. Actually, like I said, I think I did a show for Tanya.
30 years ago.
It's been a long time, probably when I first did the business. So if I started in 03, I probably did one for Tanya 06, 07, like maybe sooner than that.
They came to one of them.
Okay, well that was a long time ago. Yeah. I think the next one I did for you, Joy, was older. I was like, oh my gosh, my niece in here. And I recently did a workshop. I just haven't seen a workshop I do blow his mind. And I've learned the technique of deep throat. So I was doing that, and my daughter just happened to be. They all know what I do, but my oldest, who's 28, happened to come with me that day because it was my sister-in-law giving the workshop. And I deep throat. She was so uncomfortable. I saw her just trying to look at anything else but me. And then she told me, Mom, I don't ever want to do another workshop with you.
Right, yeah.
Because I said, girl, they call me throat goat in these streets. She's like, oh my God. But I play with them like that. Like,
Right.
But again, I've always, even with my kids growing up, knowing, I looked at it as, this is for adults. This is for married people. This is what I do because I don't want them to think, oh, mommy has a secret life. You know, I tell them as kids, I'm like, this is for married people. You know, but I think when you don't talk about sex to your children, they're gonna find out another way, and maybe in the wrong way. You know, in the wrong way. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the song "Truffle Butter" and what that is. Truffle Butter.
Yep.
With so "Truffle Butter" was a song by Lil Wayne and Drake, I think, and Nicki Minaj. And so it has such a good beat. So I'm in the car to the beat, and my daughter said, "Mom, do you know what truffle butter is?" I was like, "No, I don't." So I'm still. She Googled it and just showed it to me. I said, "Oh my gosh! If these kids out here, truffle butter is when you're having sex, or you do anal and you go right back into the vagina. Then it's yellow. The brown turns yellow, like a truffle butter."
I learned through my daughter as well.
If you look at Lil Wayne in the song, he goes, "Get a white towel." He's saying to clean it up. So my point is, if kids are hearing that, or teens, they're going to say, "Ooh,
that's okay to do that."
Or that's how they E. coli
get in the vagina.
Get into
infection. But because they're making it so, this rap is crazy. It's nasty. But the song was
is on his job. He's just running free.
So it's those things when you hear it, when you know. Beyonce's song, what is it? Drunken Love. It has so many clues. I had to study the song. You know, we know surfboard is riding. Drinking watermelon is drinking the seeds of cum, and the seeds are in your mouth. Something on ice on the microphone is sucking dick with ice in your mouth. So with like a lot of codes in there you don't know.
In her song, yes.
In her song, but then rap songs are like that too. It's
no,
like,
some of them they're just straight up.
They straight up.
I learned the same way. I was listening. I got in the car with my daughter, and I was like, "What the hell is he saying?" And she explained it to me too, and I was like, "Oh my God, that is so."
Like if you hear
gross.
a song that goes brain, they don't say head anymore. They say your brain.
Yeah.
Same thing. It's like they try to switch. I'll say, "Oh, y'all think y'all new
Code
to this?
switch.
We true to this."
Do the enema first. But maybe these things are more
What'd you say,
spontaneous.
Jackie? What'd you say?
They usually, people sometimes, if they know they're going to have some anal activity, just these are times when you're planned. This is planned when you're having a plan.
Your birthday,
whatever
anniversary.
it is. Yeah. And so, you get it ready. So there's no traces. So you
mean
clean-
enemas?
Enemas,
That's
yeah.
what I
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know there, not to be, but there's a certain community that makes sure that.
Yeah,
that's-
that's how I learned
Yeah.
from him. Mm-hmm.
I know somebody. She found out her man was perhaps with men because she went to visit him out of town where he stayed, roommates,
had
and
too
she
many
looked and she
enemas.
found some towels on the ground that had like brown on them, and that's not like her first sign. And she found out.
Oh
he
my
was
God,
seven.
I'm done right there.
So
Lori
yeah,
looks
but
like she's about to.
But I
Why did he throw that shit in the trash? Like literally, get that shit out.
when she goes, that's planned. That's part of the communication. You know, baby's anniversary
That's
night. You know what
why
that
you
means.
have a conversation,
I'm
ladies.
done.
Wow.
That's why
That's why
I
I'm
have
just
the
staying in my little
conversation
cage.
because we
That's
don't
what the
need
fuck-
no
Why?
expectations.
Could you imagine?
Well, let's check out the toys.
Yeah, let's do the toys because
See.
Jesus.
So I only bought a few. I only bought a few basics. Let me ask. I always ask this in my shows. Do we have any toy users here? Like,
I'll do.
you do? What's her favorite
I
toy?
plead
Or
the
do
fifth.
you want to share?
Oh, I'll share. What is it? The little silver.
I can't
bullet
hold
thing.
my
Okay,
ears.
I like the rose nowadays.
I was getting ready to say the rose.
The rose.
I forgot to follow up.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm disappearing. This is too much for me.
She's shutting
She
down.
said I'm
She's fine.
following. Okay.
The rose.
You don't have to share. I always tell the people in the group.
I plead the fifth.
I put it this way: when I do shows in the past, I don't do as many shows. I do more workshops now. It's always like a lady in the corner. You're asking, "Who have toys?" And they're like, they're never talking.
Yeah, that's
you know,
me.
it's like and
That's
they don't give me eye
I
contact.
was looking at you all night.
Right. But when it's time to do the orders, they got the biggest orders at the end in the back room.
See, they making it getting their mind right.
And that's
So or they
you gotta
may
get your
already
mind
know.
right.
A lot of times too, I'll be honest with you. A lot of times too, women come to especially when they're older, like myself. You come already knowing what you want to get. You know, you might already she's going to demonstrate this, and that. But I'm coming already knowing what I'm going to get. You know what I'm saying?
For the record,
Oh, the record.
a toy that I purchased at the party at Tanya's,
Oh,
I still have
come on now.
and still utilize it.
Come
So I
on.
just want you to understand.
Come
So
on
don't you-
through.
sometimes when you
Lifetime.
already know, you know what you know.
Oh, right.
You're right. I'm just here to share the knowledge. I always tell people my favorite consultation. It was a little old lady, and I was like, "Who invited her?" Like in my mind, like she ain't talking. She literally, when it came time and then you do the orders privately, she came in and she's like, you know what? Can I set an appointment for you to come talk to me and my boyfriend? She was 74. No, she was 68. She was 70, like 71. He was 74. She's like, can you just come to the house? And I said, sure. She got my number. She called me. I said, just tell me, part of the consultation, what are some things you guys are having issues? She said, well, we're not having issues. We just want it to be more fun. I was like, come on, lady.
Preach with the preach.
So, and she said, well, these are things I'm interested in. So then I went to the house, had a consultation, and he's sitting there like deacon in the church. You know, I always reference older people as deacons. So he was like, deacon. And they got some toys. I bought what they wanted, got it, and checked with her like, I think weeks later. She said, we're doing great. I thought it was so, again, I didn't even have the passion for over 50 then.
Oh, yeah.
And now I look forward. That was way over 50. And all they wanted to do was make it exciting.
too.
And that for them, it could have been once a week. It could have been once every other week.
And that's
for
another,
them, that's good.
to me, that's another form of love too, because you do see men, it's like whatever my wife wants, whatever my girl wants, I'm willing to try this. Do I care to do it? Probably not, but I'm doing it for her. So to me, I think that's great when you're in your 70s and you have a partner that's that willing, is because he's doing it for her.
And then I also think, like you say, people are married a long time. Even you might be doing it several times a week, then twice a week, then once a week. My mother would tell you now, she'll go, oh, me and your daddy have date night. I still don't like to hear it, but she'll tell me, date night. Date night could be once a week, once every other week. But for them, that's their happiness, because we all get to the point where it's not, you're not running around the house no more. And whatever that is, as long as we happy in that, right? I always say my biggest thing is being single, though. I want to get it in while I want it all the time, you know. And I say I want it all the time. I'm not getting it at all, so 2 times might be okay, you know. But and that's a good example of no matter how old you get, it's still you still
or
love
it's
somebody.
the person. It's like you said, or it's the person that you meet. You meet that person, you might want it every day because you into that person. You know, like where you might be, like for example, you might not be with somebody, and it's like, I'm cool, I'm okay, but you meet that person, and it's like, damn, I want that shit every day. You know,
that's why I don't fool with nothing, because I don't want to be hooked on nothing and we ain't serious.
Right.
And I'm out there at your house, like,
and sitting outside and looking at
my phone. Did he
the
text me? Is my phone working? Right. I need to call Verizon.
Let me restart it.
Tell my daughter, text me. Let me see if your text coming. Because I think something wrong. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that.
That's a real statement.
It's a show enough real statement.
Like Usher, you call, you hang up, you call right back.
I done been there.
Be like, hello, is my phone working?
I don't want no good sex if we ain't in a relationship. I am tired. I'm a recovering addict. I don't need that. I'm gonna have to go back to meetings if I do that. So
It'll happen. It'll happen.
Oh, for sure.
The next thing you know, your ass is, then you be like, God damn.
I done got hooked. Look, I'm 2 years clean right now. I can't. So
You be
but
like,
it's a for
I
real
can
thing.
handle this shit. But gee, I can do it.
and then
you
to be hooked on
"Goddamn."
somebody that ain't no good is even worse. You're like, oh, I'm out here looking crazy. I'm out here waiting for my turn. Okay, let me stop. I'm getting too
Your
real.
rotation.
I'm on rotation.
When's my
Choice. It's Tuesday. Tuesday is my turn. Okay.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna start off with, if you guys been around for a while, it's the pocket rocket.
Okay.
Pocket rocket is a clitoris toy. It used to vibrate. The good thing about the pocket rocket, and now that I've been in the business much longer, so it's like a vibrator. It has several purposes. It's a clitoris stimulation for you to stimulate yourself, or if your mate stimulates you, it's even better because now you're not using your sense of touch, which heightens it down there. So if you're doing it yourself, it feels good, but you're using your hands. So when you don't use your hands, it's another feel. Let them blindfold you. It's another feel because you take the
away
sensations of the sight and hands. So then where you have left becomes intensified.
But you got to trust that player.
You have to everything with toys.
Has to be somebody you trust.
With toys is a real trusting game.
Especially with handcuffs.
Especially
handcuffs is
blindfolding
even-
people in the handcuffs. Oh,
No,
yes.
hell no. You are not.
Fool.
You gonna do
Well,
what?
don't do handcuffs. Don't do handcuffs. Do bondage strap.
Straps. Yeah.
Believe me.
Do what kind of straps?
Bondage.
Just,
It's
you
not
know, like
really
little
handcuffs.
handkerchiefs.
It's more sexy.
That's still tying me down.
But you
I
can
will
break
tell
out of
you-
those.
I will tell you, I you can say you stutter when you just
Having a good time.
it's happened for me, but it has to be a person too that's right for that.
That's what I'm saying.
But I
It gotta
always
be the
tell
right
people
person.
I find a little joy in doing them. It's hard to find a guy, but I'm gonna tell this story because they don't know I'm talking about them.
Good.
I've tied a few, back in my day, and there was 2 guys that absolutely loved it. Like they were begging me. I was like, come on now, that was a special occasion. Don't be asking me to tell you.
Every day.
We did that.
I want this to be my idea.
And both of them were LAPD officers. So I always say,
I'm surprised.
I think it's the men who are the take charge, aggressive, go getter, are the ones that want the time
really
where they're the
surprised.
where they're.
I agree with
I'm
that.
really surprised. You said LAPD?
Both were LAPD, not even just police officers. They both were LAPD.
Okay, because police officers don't normally like to give up that kind of control.
That's what I'm telling you. Up front, outwardly they don't. But in the bedroom,
get them
they
behind
do.
closed doors.
And I grew up, I feel like people say a military brat. I'm a police brat. My dad was LAPD. I grew up around all LAPD. My brother's retired LAPD. So I've been around. My ex-husband's airport police.
They
So,
have to really, really trust you to let you do that.
It is, or it's the some freak in them that they like it. One guy
Okay.
was like, "Come on now, stop asking now. That ain't, you turning me off."
I want this to be my idea, right?
You turning me off. So, but that's a technique. Like a person who's always in control. Sometimes there's a side of them that they don't want to be in control.
Right.
They want to be controlled, and there's nothing wrong with that. Which there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So not only is it good for women, use on yourself, him to use on you. One of the techniques are if you're performing oral, you can put it on your chin or your cheek. It makes your mouth vibrate. So if you're performing,
That's another thing you have to do, huh?
Or he's performing on you and he uses this at the same time. Like, give me this on my clit, your mouth down there, and your fingers
Finger in my
inside.
vagina.
I'm about to. See, I don't want that. That's the one I don't want. That's the one I'll be outside his house.
Have you ever
with my
had a
shades on.
moment where we'll talk
yourself
through this.
together.
Hey, wait, I'm being good. Where you don't, there's so much going on sexually in those moments where your senses don't even know where to focus at.
It can be.
Do I focus on the finger going here? Do I focus on the tongue doing that? Do I focus on this? What do we do? What do you do in that? How do you recommend
Embrace
that?
it.
You either embrace
Just
it or you
lay
tell
down
them.
and just-
Or you tell them. Or you communicate to them. It's a lot going on.
It's too
If you want me to
much.
concentrate on this,
Your
I
sensory
gotta-
overload.
sensory
Yeah,
overload.
yeah.
Just like some women don't.
I just say, wait a minute, that's just too much.
That's too much. Like
That's
some
too much.
women, their clit is very sensitive.
Yes.
And one of the techniques you can try is like, okay, you just feel like you're on end. The harder you apply pressure, it lowers the sensitivity. So sometimes if you apply firmer pressure, it's not as heightened. If you do light, it's like a little tickle feather.
Isn't that
So
something?
it's just a communication thing. So this is a
That's a
pocket.
gift from God, though, huh?
That pocket rocket.
So it's
Orgasm
good.
fool. Both.
Or the pocket rocket delivered. So it's a gift. It's a gift within a gift.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Keep on giving. But I will say a pocket rocket is maybe like either for like say a beginner or a person who doesn't like a lot of pressure. You gotta go to work on Myra's clit over here. Like,
I'm done right
So,
now.
I gotta get the hammer.
you gotta get in there. I'm beyond this one. This one ain't for me no more. But
That's
it
the
could-
beginner.
That's
That's
the
the
beginner.
game.
That's another question I
I done
have.
tell you
How do you know where to elevate?
So does the sensitivity how do I say, like you said, it doesn't do it for you anymore?
It's the pressure.
It's the pressure.
So
Okay.
I'll get a toy that has more speed, more intensity.
Okay, gotcha.
But just like anything, if you overeat your favorite meal, people don't think they eat whatever your favorite meal. If you ate that every day for a month, you're gonna get tired of it.
Right. Some junk shit.
Right.
You're gonna get tired of it. You're
Right,
like,
right.
it's not even doing it for me anymore. And you thought you could live on it. So it's the same thing with this. You keep it. It's like, it's just not the same
Yeah.
excitement.
And what do you
Moving
have
on.
for the men?
Moving on.
What do you
Okay,
have?
I'm just real quick. Another
No, I
one is
meant
a
moving
bullet.
on from like
No, it's-
because it don't
right,
do it anymore.
right,
Like, let me
right.
find another
Yeah.
one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always tell people things that don't have chords have less intensity.
Yeah,
Chords have more intensity,
yeah.
but sometimes people don't like chords.
What's the silver bullet? It has a cord, right?
Some of them do. You can have one, but again, it would
You
be
need
the
power.
intensity. But then nowadays, for me doing it in 2003, they have USB. You're chargeable. Like those rechargeable
Wow.
things are really great. You know,
Is that
they've come.
radiation on the cord?
They you see the regulation.
Radiation.
It could be. Now my mother would probably go, "Hey, she don't like the vibrating stuff."
Gotcha.
But so this is just a bullet. A bullet is the same thing as external. Don't put a bullet inside. It can get lost. You have to be able to get it back.
Oh, you know what?
I'm just saying. So then we have
Maybe
those
the
are the
hospital.
two. So these are like
That is
clitoris toys.
crazy.
Then I bought 2 toys for men. One is a cock ring.
Yeah.
Cock ring again helps
It's
men
like-
over 40 or any man with erectile dysfunction issue because it helps keep the penis harder longer. So if he has a problem with sustaining an erection as long, once he's erect, put a cock ring at the base of it. it keeps the blood flow centralized, and it helps it keep it harder longer. This is a great cock ring because you can keep it on infinitive. You have a lot of them out there that got like straps and mechanisms that make it a little tighter, but you can also, they can't wear it as long. You need a release mechanism. This type is like a good, if somebody said, what's a good thing to keep in my arsenal? This one, especially men over 50. When I first started doing the parties, me and my husband were in our 30s at the time, and I wanted to try stuff. I was like, hey, we got to try this so I can be able to give a real testament. I remember the cock ring. About 5 times in, he loved it. He was like, okay, let's not use this time because I don't want to be dependent on it. That's how much he loved it.
That's what I was ask you about.
Depending on those things.
And he was in his 30s, and
get with a dude,
and he didn't.
That's when I first
check
found
this
out
out,
about
player.
that.
Move out the way, because this is do this, and then you do that, and I'm done.
And he didn't need it. It was for me to say, hey, let's check these toys out. But it also brought pleasure because the longer you can hold it and then bust is more intensified. You know, so that's a good one. And then the sleeve, good old sleeve. And my mother would probably be here giving a whole testimony on the masturbating sleeve. This sleeve is to, again, if he can't keep an erection longer and he comes before you, it's good for foreplay because you use a lube, and you probably can't see it here. It has like lips like a vagina, and inside it has ridges. And then you would perform hand jobs on him. Maybe a hand job before, like I dated this one guy. He used to like me to start off with this, and he go, okay, come on, now get on. Like, then I take it off, and, you know, then we have sex. You know, so it's just different things you can do with it. The masturbating sleeve. So this is like a type of sleeve. The one thing about toys, there's so many versions of a toy. So I always, when I do parties, go, this is a category. Clitoris toys, cock rings, sleeves, because you could go into a sex store and feel like, oh my God, I don't even know where to start. Overwhelmed. That's why intimate sex parties are really great, because now I'm going to show you one-on-one. We're going to pass it around. You're going to have feels. We put lubes. Like if I was at a party, this would be one with lube inside of it. You could put your fingers in there to feel what they feel. At a sex store, you can't do that. You're just going by, hey, you guys, this works. Do it, which is great too. But that's a good thing I found out when I was doing parties. You know, it's a little more intimate one-on-one. But these are great toys for anybody but 50 and up for sure, because let's say he can't keep an erection as long, he can't satisfy you as long. He quick draw, McGraw. You know, let him. He needs to play with it if he loves you enough. So some people, when they lose their libido, they were like, well, I'm not in the mood. But if you still got a partner that their libido is still high, they need to find ways to please you even when you're not. You know, like people say, I have a headache. They go, but you don't have a toothache, do you? Right? So they like get this mouth to moving, right? So you still got to be able to, please the person. So these are great. Play with her clit, then get rid of your last 5, but put some work on Myra's clit first. Then
You don't have a toothache.
you don't have a
That
toothache.
is a lot of work.
This is a lot, ladies, that we have run out of time. That's
wow.
Isn't it? We need a part 2.
Yes,
To
we
the
are.
show.
We don't die. This is
Absolutely.
exciting.
Now, Cheryl, I hear you give parties, as you shared,
I
and
do
individual
sex
counseling.
parties.
Do you
I
have
do-
contact information
Yes,
in case someone
anybody
wants to
can reach
you?
me. Now, back in the day, we was email blasts and websites. Social media has made it easier. So the best way to contact me and send me a message is on Instagram, Sunshine's Pleasure Party.
Okay, Sunshine Pleasure Party.
I'm on Instagram and Facebook, but of course, like my daughter said, Mom, nobody uses Facebook. But
A lot of
I said
people
people my age do.
Yeah.
So you can send me a
It
message
go
on either.
everywhere.
Our generation does.
We do.
Yeah.
They do. They still laugh at us, but whatever.
Well, yeah. Yeah, like my daughter's not on
Instagram is just quick. It's quicker. So if you have Instagram, and I think more people, whatever. But both ways, Sunshine's Pleasure Party.
With the S at the end, the sunshines.
Sunshines with an S. That's correct. Sunshine's _S Pleasure Party.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
so
much.
Such a great time.
you.
It's so fast. Like
I
I,
know
say,
it
when
does.
I like what I'm talking about.
Amen.
Absolutely. All right.
Lord
Well,
G.
thank you again. Thank you, ladies of the chat. And have a good night, everybody.
See you next
Bye.
time. Good night.
Thank you.